Since Harley Davidson has updated the engines of its entire touring model line, we thought we should check in with an example of each of the three variations of the Milwaukee 8. For years, the Street Glide has been Harley's best-selling model, and a favorite here at Indo, making it a natural choice for sampling the base Model 8's 107ci engine. Still, the engine isn't the only news involving pistons on the 2017 touring models. In a normal year, the upgraded suspension components on the Street Glide would be big news, but with motorcyclists being power freaks, the new engines are stealing the suspension's thunder. The beauty of the Milwaukee 8 engine is that the Harley cognoscente will be able to immediately tell that the Street Glide has the new 107 engine, while, to people with a more limited knowledge of the bike, will immediately know it is a Harley. The ME takes the classic lines of the twin-cam engine and makes them simultaneously more muscular and slimmer. While the motor company's engineers say that the primary focus of the engine shapes was weight reduction to allow for the increased weight of the new components in the engine, they also focus on maintaining and updating the big twin's iconic style. A quick look at the heads and the cam covers shows compound curves which hint at the shape of the components inside. The left side of the engine wears a narrower derby cover that remains unmistakably a Harley engine. The cylinders look similar but broader than the twin cams. From the moment the engine starts, the ME is clearly a different motor. First, it starts seemingly without effort, rather than with the first slow crank of old. Second, the engine revs easier and more quickly. However, the action that will put a smile on your face is rolling on the throttle. Throughout the RPM range, the 8 pulls much stronger than the twin cam ever did. In fact, when we reviewed the first Project Rushmore generation of the Street Glide, we wished for more power from the high-output twin cam 103. The torque curve begins low and covers a broad swath of the rev range, delivering a claimed 111.4 pounds-feet of twisting force at the crankshaft. Our dyno test of the 2014 Street Glide logged 92.1 pounds-feet at the rear wheel. Since about 10% of the torque gets lost on its way to the rear wheel, we can surmise that the ME produces about 100 pounds-feet, or 8% more than the twin cam. The horsepower feels similarly enhanced, though Harley makes no claim about horsepower numbers. The assist clutch is easier to pull and offers plenty of feel for working the friction zone. While it can't be called easy, the improvement is appreciated. Although the only change that was listed in the transmission of the 8 was removing the lash to eliminate noise in neutral, the transmission feels slightly more refined, shifting up and down smoothly. Throughout every ride, though, the engine character that shines out with equal impressiveness to the newfound power is the silkiness of the fuel metering. Any concerns over potential throttle abruptness at low RPM because of the larger 55mm Mikuni throttle body are negated within minutes of starting the first ride. No matter the riding conditions, the EFI delivers smooth throttle transitions and a linear feeling of attachment to the rich grip. The note from the 2-in-1-in-2 exhaust system is throaty and satisfying. The other major change in the Street Glide comes in the form of new suspension components. The previous rear suspension used air adjustable preload, but Harley's research revealed that many owners never bothered to purchase the hand pump required to check and set the air preload, meaning that the preload was set during the bike's initial dealer prep and never adjusted again. Their adjustable preload functions much in the way that a tire dish over time, air leaks out. So, riders were having their rear suspension's preload disappear over time, resulting in the bike riding too low in the shock stroke. Similarly, some riders saw the valve stem and hooked it up to an air chuck. Since the suspension was designed to hold a maximum of 50 psi, inadvertently adding too much pressure blew out the shock seals and reduced the preload to zero. Paul James, director of motorcycle product planning, asserts, "This will be as big of a deal to many of our customers as our new powertrain is, and together, when you combine this new powertrain with this all-new suspension, the entire riding experience is dramatically enhanced." Aside from the new profile of the Milwaukee 8 engine, the Street Glide is visually unchanged. The original hot rod bagger still has its ubiquitous batwing fairing and lines that slope rearward. The saddlebags receive a small update. The old bag mounting system has been updated with levers that give positive feedback via detents on the turns of the screws. The riding position is comfortably open with a slight reach to the grips extending the elbows to a little beyond 90 degrees of bend. The seat is firm but not hard, and the feet reside on floorboards in a forward but not stretched out position with the heel-toe shifter within easy reach. The brake pedal, like in previous years, requires a fairly tight bend of the ankle if the heel of the boot is kept on the floorboard. And 2 days of riding, the weather protection provided to the rider's upper body by the fairing proved itself to be more than ample in the rain. The wind protection is free of buffeting at highway speeds, too. As you might expect, the rider's legs are out in the open and would quickly get soaked if not wearing rain gear. The Rush Mod developed infotainment system offers decent sound at speed. Unfortunately, no cruise control is offered on the base model Street Glide, which seems like a major oversight. For 2017, Harley has given the Street Glide a major overhaul in the engine and suspension, two areas that would provide the most functional benefit to riders. The rest of the good news for 2017 is that the remainder of the Street Glide remains essentially the same, save for annual color updates. The 2017 Harley Davidson Street Glide begins at a $20,999 MSRP and is available for test rides at dealerships now. Even if you're not really in the market for a new bike, it's worth taking the test ride to sample the Milwaukee 8 engine to see what a big change it makes to the motorcycle.